Welcome to Move the Needle. My name is Marlena Semenza, and I'm a photographer and visual strategist, and I create images that frame the way you're seen and understood by your audience and your clients. And please join me in welcoming today's guest. Ryan, please give us your name and what you do.
What's going on, Marlena? So happy to be here. My name is Ryan Huff. I am the founder and CEO of Qualified Apparel, which is the positive impact brand that feeds families in America by selling apparel.
So, what would be your one tip for us to move the needle on our business or brand?
Consistency. Whatever you end up doing, it's consistency. For me, I've struggled a lot with that. And so just recently, been working with my mentor, been working with who I basically look as my business coach, if you will. And it's whatever you end up doing, whether it's with marketing, whether it's with emails, whether it's with, networking or whatever it is, don't overwhelm yourself with so many lists. Cause I know that us as entrepreneurs, there are people that are in business for themselves and such. We have drive. We do have drive, right? Because why? Because we have big dreams for ourselves. We have desires for ourselves. We want to move the needle forward. It's like you're talking about. We want to do things to not only achieve our personal dreams, but also help the world around us. I mean, because here's the thing: as we become better, the world around us becomes better. But I know that as we grow that vision, it's easy for us to get so scattered. I'm speaking for myself more so as well. It's like it's easy for us for myself to be like, oh wow, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this thing, that thing. But then I get overwhelmed and then I don't do anything, right? and so
Mhm.
and so I find myself, instead of spending an hour, on researching how to do Instagram ads or Facebook ads or how to do SEO or whatever have you, I end up watching an hour of YouTube videos or scrolling Instagram for an hour and basically doing nothing to better my business and ultimately feed more families in America, change lives, inspire happiness, and make a difference. And so, what I would recommend to anyone, whatever you're going to do, stay consistent at it, and you're not going to see one thing as well. We live in this microwave generation, right? So like you're not obviously going to see results overnight. I was actually just listening to a podcast a second ago, talked by the CMO, chief marketing director, chief marketing officer of Bombas. And she was talking about like one of the things that happens a lot with people when they start something, they don't see it through to the very end. They stop it. One of the examples she gave was when it comes to like a marketing over radio and then marketing over podcasts and over TV. Because sometimes that it takes time for your story to get solidified, if you will, and then for people to finally start driving traffic to it versus something that's more like immediate, like a Facebook ad or something like that, when people go directly to it. So to stay consistent in whatever you're doing, say it all the way through and don't overwhelm yourself with so many things that you want to do. Literally pick 3 or 4 things you can do every day that you'll follow through on every day, that will move your business a little bit more forward. So for me, like what I focus on is networking. Like okay, how many I'm gonna email 10 businesses today or 20 businesses today that I think will be a great fit for Qualified Apparel that would want to partner together to move forward to feed more families in America. Second thing would be, okay, I need to be following up with current customers. I need to make sure I'm sending out emails to my current customers and telling them about the cause, telling them how many meals we provided to date. Like we're over 46,000 meals provided to date. Telling them, giving them an update on where we're at with that, and telling them about new products and such, and getting their feedback on what they would like to see going forward as well. And so I mean, whatever your thing is, just stay consistent at it. And it's very very easy to get so scattered and so I want to do so many things, and that's great. It's awesome to have that drive. Don't lose that. But in the same effect, make sure that you're focused on what you're doing, you're staying to the task at hand, and you're consistent at it every single day. It's not over until you win, right? It's not
Mhm.
over unless you stop moving forward. So just keep moving forward, keep moving that needle forward, like this whole thing is talking about. And you're going to see great results with it. Because a lot of us, I was listening to a podcast recently, or it's a podcast, or yeah, it was a podcast by Andy Frisella, from the Real AF podcast, which is, it's very strong. So I
Mhm.
just gotta, throw that out there. It's a very strong podcast. But the content he says is super on point. But like a lot of us, we underestimate, one of the things he mentioned is that a lot of us, we overestimate what we can do in a month, a week, or several months, a year, but we underestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years,
Mhm.
5 years, or whatever, right? But the main thing is to be the best you got to show up consistently. So that's my main takeaway. It's like whatever you're going to do, don't overwhelm yourself. Get 3 or 4 things that you can do every single day to show up consistently. And you're going to find yourself getting amazing results with that as well. So I just encourage you with that going forward. That's my how to move the needle forward. That's what's helping me.
Thank you so very much for that, Ryan, and thanks for being here.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.